Hello, in this video, I'm going to analyze a story written by Yang Ping, which the title is Visiting World. Its story involves virtual reality and hackers. The story is set up between real world and a virtual world called Multi-User Dungeon, which the users call it MUD. It starts when the protagonist Xing Xing enters a 256-byte virtual world by a stranger's persuasion. He despises the world by its appearance and gets into a trap and dies accidentally. In this MUD system, the user who is dead needs to re-register for a new account. When the protagonist re-registers, he finds out that his original account has not deleted and is in use by other people. Being confused, he finds his friend Pocket for help. After the investigation, it turns out that the protagonist's account has been cracked by a hacker. They realize that there is a bug exists in the system, and the data left in the account will not be erased. This means the hacker can get access to users' information through the account, as the protagonist is one of the committee in MUD Wizard Association. This accident leads to more users being hacked by the Hackers Association. The situation keeps worsening, and the MUD system has to close down due to the hacking activity. To save the MUD system, the protagonist finds out where the hacker lives in real world based on the information provided by the MUD Wizard Association and attempts to kill the hacker. However, he struggles and does not kill the hacker. At last, he realizes the differences between real world and virtual reality and joins his girlfriend back into the real world. Visiting World is a cyberpunk story which describes a modern society which gets addicted to virtual reality. It is set up in the future in 2097 on Earth. The story follows three act plots in protagonist's perspective. In the beginning, the incident is that the protagonist dies in an accident. The turning point is that he fails to re-register with his original account and finds out that someone has cracked into his account. His death is not an accident, and it is a plan of the hacker and his hacker association. The situation gets worsened when more users' accounts are being hacked by the victims, and the MUD system needs to close down to avoid further invasion. The protagonist needs help from his friend and the committee of the MUD Wizard Association, and he gets the information of the hacker. Then, the climax of the story comes when the protagonist arrives at the apartment of the hacker and struggles on whether he should kill the victim or not. Finally, the protagonist refuses to kill the victim and joins his girlfriend back into the real world as a reward. The story uses first-person narration, which is in the protagonist's perspective. It is easier for the readers to understand the anger and desperation of the protagonist and how his thoughts about real world and virtual reality changes. The story also involves numbers of dialogues to show the personality of the protagonist by how he interacts with other characters. The protagonist, Xing Xing, in the story is not a perfect hero, as he has a problem to develop a balance between real world and MUD. In the story, he did not go outside his apartment for about 3 years and treat his computer and MUD as his whole life. He spends almost all of his time on MUD every day, and this makes his relationship with his girlfriend worsen. His friend Pocket acts as a mentor in the incident, as he provides help and guides the protagonist to find out the victim. In my point of view, Visiting World predicts human future related to virtual reality. The virtual world MUD has over 1 billion online users, and the majority of them get addicted to it. The protagonist is one of the examples. The users explore in the virtual world and treat their characters in that world as their job in real world. They never go outside and lack of exercise. The protagonist has not been outside for 3 years, and the addiction of MUD makes him ignoring his girlfriend. The direct communication between each other decreases, and this weakens their relationships. The story warns that the balance between real world and virtual world needs to be kept, and people should not rely too much on virtual world to avoid addiction. Besides, the virtual world MUD has a similar community when compared to the real society. In MUD, there is a MUD Wizard Association to rule the whole system. Some of the users are chosen to become the committee of the association. This forms a hierarchical system where the committee are divided into different ranks. The highest rank in Mud Wizard Association is Arch God, followed by God, Arch Wizard, Wizard, and Primary Practice Wizard. The lowest rank in this virtual world will be normal users. The normal users need to obey the pact of Mud Wizard Association, and illegal behavior will be punished by higher rank of the association. It shows that even in the virtual world, our society is under ruled by a group of people. Wizarding World also shows the human beings having their free will. The protagonist has the address of the victim and he arrives at the victim's apartment. The Mud Wizard Association wishes him to kill the victim. However, as the protagonist has his free will, he chooses not to kill the hacker at the last scene. It shows that free will can change human beings' behavior. In the last part of the story, the protagonist once stopped using virtual reality and started to take a look of the surrounding. He finally realizes there is a significant difference between real world and virtual reality. Human beings rely on information technology too much. They think virtual reality is a vital element in their daily life. But in fact, the real world should be the one which cannot be replaced, and human beings need their love with each other. This is the end of my analysis. Thank you for listening.